And here we are in Clown City, where many of our clowns hang out in front of the beautiful Belgian-made Mortier band organ called the Emperor.
Whoa.
Our clowns come in all different shapes and sizes, and they are all very friendly. In fact, we are quite proud that none of our visitors have ever complained that the clowns have ever actually hurt them. Even the visitors who are crying when they exit the tram don't complain. Around 1960, the Philadelphia-based Lit Brothers department store commissioned the building of the Enchanted Colonial Village. They displayed it in their store on Market Street for Christmas every year, and it spread joy among their shoppers until Lit Brothers closed its doors in 1977. After that, the village moved numerous times before it arrived at the American Treasure Tour in 2017, its forever home. 9 of the original 3/4 scale buildings are on display here, including a clock shop, a wake store, and a schoolhouse. But there are strange things afoot in the village. As we drive you through, look closely. You may see the cabinet with wandering eyes, a glowing globe, and people watching you from upstairs windows. Opposite the village is a collection of animatronics that include elves who never stop working, a snowman with glowing eyes, and perhaps the most disturbing of all, a reindeer with a bright red nose.
Crazy.
Once the tram passes through Christmas, we arrive at Easterland, where perpetually smiling bunnies obsess over decorated eggs, ducks and geese survey the terrain, quacking happily, and giant peeps relax because they know they are safe from any little boys and girls who might want to eat them. On your left, we find The Simpsons. No one loves Halloween more than The Simpsons, whose Treehouse of Horror Halloween episodes have been fan favorites since their introduction way back in 1990. On your right is a homemade papier-mâché display of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The first wide-release, full-length animated feature film was created by Walt Disney Productions in 1937 at great financial risk to the studio. Nobody thought it would sell, so Walt had to mortgage his house to fund it. His gamble paid off, and the movie was a massive critical and financial success for Disney. It inspired and continues to inspire many more animated movies.
Really
including Pinocchio. Released in 1940 to great critical reviews, but much less successful than its predecessor because World War II disrupted its release. On your right is a puppet show with Pinocchio dancing happily with his friends. In the far right corner of the puppet show is Jiminy Cricket, apparently a giant since he's the same size as Pinocchio and arguably one of the scariest puppets in our collection.
Hurry, hurry, step this way, the strangest sight from the island. Bricks from the 4 corners of the world. For 2 nickels, 1 dime, a tenth part of $1. We've got the show if you've got the dime.
One of the legacies of the great American circus is the American Sideshow, also known as the Freak Show. As celebrated by its fans as it is reviled by its critics, the Sideshow draws in curious visitors willing to pay an extra admission fee to see strange performers do very odd things. Whether they swallowed swords, ate or walked on glass, or were born physically different, they haunted the dreams of many people back in the day. On your right, we have reproductions of authentic advertisements for the strange men, women, and animals who once populated the Sideshow. These paintings by Lancaster-based artist Joan Fay were commissioned by our owner to celebrate the Sideshow. Each canvas represents an authentic act, just at a reduced size. Original artwork could be up to 5 or 6 feet wide. Very few sideshows remain today, including the most famous Coney Island sideshow by the seashore in New York City. So, if you run across one, make sure to go inside. Who knows? You may feel quite at home and may never want to leave. On your left is our army of nutcrackers. As you look at these colorful characters of all sizes and styles, you may be surprised to learn that they were originally created for one purpose: to crack open nuts so that people could eat the kernels or meat inside. Nowadays, nuts are readily available pre-shelled, so nutcrackers are now mostly decorative. Introduced to American collectors by GIs returning from Germany after World War II, they have become quite popular and have inspired countless collectors around the world, although we doubt many are as impressive as ours. Back to the wall on your right, you'll see more of Joan Fay's artwork, loving interpretations of popular cartoon characters from comic strips, television, and movies. Above them, airplanes. Over 300 hobbyist-built airplanes hang from the ceiling, most of them once operated off of remote control. The man widely accredited with inventing remote control technology was Nikola Tesla, who also developed alternating current electricity and many other technologies we still use today, decades before the car was named after him. The first time he publicly demonstrated his remote control was on a miniature boat. Boats remind us that people have always been drawn to the sea, perhaps because there are still many great mysteries below the waves. We still hear tales of undiscovered monsters down there. The Loch Ness Monster, giant squids, deadly sharks, fish with fangs. But what of mermaids? Mermaids have haunted the legends for over 3,000 years. And yet there is no actual proof that living mermaids actually exist. Our blonde and blue-eyed mermaid is alluring, but truth be told, she is only as real as Ronald McDonald and the Burger King. The biggest difference between her and them is that she was not created to help sell hamburgers. In fact, we're not really sure what she is trying to sell. Fast food has had a permanent place in American culture since the rise of McDonald's in the 1950s and its now famous competitors, including Burger King and KFC. With their yummy meals sold at relatively affordable prices, it's easy to understand why over 35% of all Americans eat fast food at least once per day. But with it comes one of the scariest side effects to haunt nearly every person who enjoys these guilty pleasures: high cholesterol. Next, we continue past our collection of amazing trucks that date to the early 1900s to find some more old friends. Chuck E. Cheese and his pizza-loving pals Mr. Munch and Helen Henny. Let us not forget the Warblettes standing behind them. Chuck E. Cheese has been serving pizza and fun since 1977. Developed by the co-creator of Atari video games, Nolan Bushnell, Chuck has seen many changes over the years, even officially turning from a rat into a mouse in 1993.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our show. Well, gang, let's salute all the good people who are out there working for a living. How about it? Yeah. Some days more than ever, and some days pass on by. I'll be working here forever, at least until I die. Darned if you do, and darned if you don't. I'm supposed to get a raise next week, and no darn well I won't. I'll be working for a living, working for a living, working for a living, living and working. I'm taking what they're giving, 'cause I'm working for a living. Working for a living isn't bad at all when you have as much fun working as we do, right, guys? So hang around and enjoy the pizza. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're taking what they're giving because we're working for a living.
next to Chuck is the
That was
largest
great.
Gumby in the world.
Oh, yeah.
The Happy Green Giant was introduced in 1955 on the Howdy Doody Show and has stolen hearts ever since with his own series and a movie. A candid, behind-the-scenes look at Gumby's life is available through 1980s reruns of Saturday Night Live, starring Eddie Murphy as the beloved character. Now, the highlight of the Treasure Tour's musical experience stands in front of you. 3 of our largest band organs, the white Wurlitzer Model 175 band organ, located in the center, is a truly unique machine. The only Model 175 Wurlitzer ever made, it was long thought lost. Turns out it was hiding in a trailer in Montana for years before our owner bought it, brought it here, and had it fully restored. Now it sounds as good as it looks.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
On both sides of the 175 are the other 2 Model 165 Wurlitzers we discussed earlier. They are programmed together using digital technology called a MIDI system. We hope you enjoy this song written by Irving Berlin over 100 years ago. It's not actually scary, but it is a classic.
That's great. Wow. That was cool.
That was really cool.
More oversized characters watch us as we return to the car room. King Candy is visiting from Candyland, and he stands next to a giant teddy bear, watching for troublesome tram travelers. We encourage you to act normal and make no sudden moves as you pass him by. The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, are also watching. They opened their first garage in Philadelphia in 1921. Almost 70 years later, the bespectacled Manny, the guy with the glasses, gave up his nasty cigar habit. Now healthier, he's never stopped repairing cars and replacing tires.
Look at that.
This Robin's Egg Blue 1956 Cadillac Sedan DeVille evokes terrifying flashbacks for countless Americans over 16 years old. Imagine taking this car to your driver's test and having to use it to parallel park. At almost 400 feet long, give or take a few hundred feet, that is no easy chore. Next to the Cadillac, you will see a gorilla holding a banana and wearing sunglasses and a silly hat. We think it's funny. That's all. On your left are 4 busts, those of Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Douglas Fairbanks. An inventor, a president, a first lady, and a silent film actor. All four were extremely successful in their professions of choice. One might say they were way ahead of the competition. The Statue of Liberty on your right is a reproduction. It is not the original Statue of Liberty. That one is located on an island near New York City. Erected in 1886, the statue was officially recognized as a lighthouse before it became a part of the National Park Service. In fact, it was the first lighthouse built in the United States with the then new technology of electricity. Its light could be seen 24 miles out to sea to help guide ships and mermaids into New York Harbor. Another example of a terrifying collection the American Treasure Tour proudly displays is located behind the little red fire truck. Scales. Revealing the weight of people, small and large, these artifacts of the past are sure to spoil anyone's good mood and perhaps inspire regrets over that fast food you ate for lunch. As we near the end of your tram ride, we do encourage you to continue your exploration of our collection of popular culture. Please enjoy the self-guided sections of the tour through both the toy box and the music room. We truly hope that you've enjoyed yourself and that your memories of us are not dominated by oversized clowns, giant green creatures, or disembodied heads that smile from a shelf. Please take any children and belongings that you brought with you and make your tram driver aware if you are missing any body parts that you had at the beginning of your tour.